4. Understand their constraints. They may like you and believe you deserve everything you're asking for. However, they still might not be able to give it to you. Why? Because they may have certain constraints, such as salary caps, that no amount of negotiation can overcome. Your job is to identify where they're flexible and where they're not. For example, if you're negotiating with a large company hiring 20 similar roles at the same time, they may not offer a higher salary than what's standard for everyone else. However, they might be flexible on start dates, probation periods, or flexible work hours. On the other hand, if you're negotiating with a smaller company that has never hired someone in your role before, there might be room to adjust the salary or job title, but not other aspects. The better you understand their constraints, the more likely you'll be able to propose solutions that address both sides' needs. Opening discussion 1. Likability. This might sound basic, but it's crucial. People are more likely to fight for you if they like you. Anything you do in a negotiation that makes you less likable reduces the chances of them advocating for you. This isn't just about being polite. It's about managing inevitable tensions in negotiation. For instance, asking for what you deserve without seeming greedy, pointing out deficiencies in the offer without seeming petty, being persistent without being a nuisance. You can avoid these pitfalls by practicing with friends or mentors and evaluating how others perceive your approach. 2. Justify your ask. It's not enough for them to like you. They also need to believe you're worth the offer you're requesting. Never let your proposal speak for itself. Always provide the reasoning behind it. For example, don't just ask for a 15% higher salary or permission to work from home 1 day a week. Explain why it's justified, such as your ability to take ownership of work and facilitate project progress. Include specific examples to support your case. If you cannot justify a request, it may be unwise to make it. 3. Make your intentions clear. Sometimes you can make people want you by explaining that others want you too. However, if you overplay this, they might assume they won't get you and stop trying. Be honest and transparent. If you intend to negotiate for a better package, make it clear that you're serious about working for this employer. If you plan to mention other offers as leverage, balance it by explaining the conditions under which you would happily accept their offer. 4. Understand the person. Across the table, companies don't negotiate. People do. To influence the person across from you, understand their interests and concerns. For example, negotiating with your prospective boss is different from negotiating with HR. You can question HR on offer details without much concern, but you don't want to annoy your future manager with seemingly petty demands. HR may be reluctant to break precedent or deviate from standard practices, whereas your future manager may go to bat for you if they see direct benefits from your joining the company. Negotiation. Phase 1. Be prepared for tough questions. You may be asked challenging questions like, do you have any other offers? If we make you an offer tomorrow, will you say yes? Are we your top choice? Never lie in response. Dishonesty is unethical and can backfire. At the same time, avoid losing leverage by trying too hard to please. To prepare, think about potential tough questions and plan your responses in advance. Your goal is to answer honestly without appearing like an unattractive candidate or giving up bargaining power. 2. Focus on the questioner's intent, not the question. If someone asks you an unexpected or challenging question, remember that their intent often matters more than the question itself. For instance, an employer asking, would you immediately accept an offer tomorrow? May not be boxing you into a corner. They might simply want to know if you're genuinely interested in the role. A question like, do you have other offers? May not be intended to expose weaknesses, but to understand the nature of your job search. Instead of assuming the worst, try to address the intent behind the question. If unsure, ask for clarification about their concerns or goals. Engaging in a genuine conversation to resolve their issues will benefit both sides. Closing 1. Avoid ultimatums of any kind. People dislike being told, do this or else. Avoid giving ultimatums, even unintentionally. Sometimes we express frustration or attempt to show strength, and it comes off as an ultimatum. On the other hand, if HR says, we'll never do this, don't dwell on it or make them repeat it. Instead, you might say, I understand how that might be difficult given where we are today. Perhaps we can explore X, Y, and Z. Act as though the ultimatum wasn't given, and avoid making them feel bound to it. If it's truly non negotiable, they'll make that clear over time.